Hey everybody, so today I am in the town of Miri in Malaysia, and I will soon be riding on a taxi to the country of Brunei. From what I've read online, there used to be a bus that goes from here all the way to Brunei, but after COVID, that is no longer the case. So I had to arrange a private taxi in order to go about 2 hours from here. And it wasn't super expensive, so whatever. Truth be told, I don't know a whole lot about Brunei, except that it's a small country on the island of Borneo, and that it has a sultan, and there's a whole lot of cool shit you're not allowed to do there. I have made it to Brunei. I am in the capital city of Bandar Seri Begawan, which I, from here on, will just be calling the city. This city is situated on the Brunei River, and just to the south of the downtown area is an interesting neighborhood. It is entirely on the water, and you can only get to it by boat. That's what I'll be doing tomorrow, but for today I am very sleepy. I found a bench in this park to rest on for a little bit. Although the trick with finding a restable bench in Southeast Asia is to find one that doesn't have ants. This one has ants, but they don't seem like the type to bite. I'd say that Brunei is fucking killing it, street art wise. Geographically speaking, Brunei is a very odd country. Not only is it small, but there's another part of it that's detached from the main area. And I know a lot of travel people talk shit about it for, being boring, but I don't know. So far I like it. Although I'm a simple man and I'm easily impressed. Brunei really seems to go all out on its mosques. I think that's the second impressive one that I've seen today. I'm checking out the largest mall in Brunei. Brunei is doing pretty well for itself. Brunei is one of the wealthiest countries in the region on a per capita basis, and it's because of oil. They found oil, but luckily they're using that wealth well. They're spending it on education and healthcare and a theme park that's supposed to rival Disney World. All good things. Even the Suzuki dealership has some street art. It lives. I'm on my way over to a night market that just opened. And the night market has a wet market inside of it. And if you're anything like me, if you're from the West, wet markets for one thing and one thing only: having delicious food. I didn't think that I would actually get anything here, but that juice over there looks really nice. I think I'll get some of that. This is good. Well, I'm in my hostel now, and just as a word of advice, if you're in a foreign country where the water is unsafe to drink, you should not drink stuff that is sold on the street, because then you'll have to poop a lot. The transportation options here are kind of limited. The bus schedule is very... Whoa! Not sure what that was. All right, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the buses here suck. The downtown part of the city has this river walk that is very pleasant to walk along. Not much to say about it. It's just been a nice walk. There are a lot of dudes around here whose job is to bring people along by boat. But because this place really doesn't get much tourism at all, they kind of fight over whatever business they can get. And so they're pretty aggressive about it. I'm going to check out one of these neighborhoods that are built on the water. I think that's a school. I think that's a water school. Look at that water school. When the kids here come to water school, they don't use a bus. They do it by boat. I don't know if that's true. I just made that up. Holy shit, check that out. Come to think of it, I probably weigh more than anybody else who lives here. So if these planks were to give way, it'd be because of me. Basically, all of Brunei is in the jungle. I'm maybe only about a 10-minute walk out from the city center, and already you can see the jungle. Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei are all Muslim majority countries, but Brunei is actually one where there's Sharia law. So this is not a place to suck cock. This water village that I'm checking out is called Kampong Ayer. It is just south of the capital city, and there are some speedboats. This is the pipe that brings water into the water village, and some of that water is leaking into the water. The water village even has its own pottery house. It's a pretty good pottery house. It's much better than the ones that are on land. I just walked in on this. Alright, so this isn't a place where you can just walk around on your phone. Well, it looks like the water village has its own badminton court, and it's big enough that you don't have to worry about anything going over the edge. The water village even has its own wealthy part of town. I'm back on the mainland, and it is raining, and I have found the perfect spot to rest. Well, I was gonna hike in some nearby trails, but looks like that's not happening anytime soon. The rain seems to be mostly gone. I waited it out in a cafe, and a Palestinian man approached me, and he was extremely friendly and wanted to talk. Although he went on a weird rant about illegal immigration. Didn't see that one coming. He also pointed out that one of the people in the cafe was the German ambassador to Brunei. Really a brush with greatness. I'm on my way to a nature reserve, kind of at the edge of town, and it has a waterfall that should be nice, especially because it just rained. If you come to Brunei, do not litter. You do not fuck around with littering here. Got some monkeys here. Well, I wasn't looking where I was going, so I stepped into that, and now my arm looks like this. I should be going to a pharmacy to take care of my bleeding arm, but I'm having too much fun checking out the jungle. Just for the record, the reason I fell wasn't because I was looking at my phone. It was because I had to pee, and I was looking around to make sure that nobody else was around. That's a much more respectable reason to fall. Overall, I'm kind of surprised by how empty Brunei feels. It doesn't feel like there are that many people here. In fact, I think there are only like 500,000 people in the entire country, which is nothing by Asian standards. I guess I didn't mention this earlier, but I noticed that around town there are a lot of businesses for sending remittances. Basically a system of payment where a foreign worker sends money back to their home country. And I think the reason that that's such a popular industry here is because there aren't that many native Bruneians. So they bring in workers from India and whatnot to do what needs to be done. I made it back to my hostel again. So yeah, I'm leaving in the morning to go somewhere else, but I really enjoyed my time in Brunei, even if it was for only a couple days. And I also managed to heal up my arm all by myself without going to the pharmacy.
And it just goes to show that you should reject all forms of modern medicine. All right. See ya.